Hi everyone, it's Tracy from Downward Dog Rising, and I'm here tonight to give you a beginner Pilates workout. So I'll keep changing up the workouts, and if you have any suggestions or recommendations for wanting to do a certain type of workout, just put it in and I will see what I can do. All right, so this is just beginner Pilates. I'm not going to make it too hard. And I'm going to have you just start off, sit on your mat, crisscross at your ankles, and then I just want you to do a couple shoulder rolls. Shoulders go up, down, back, away from ears. 3 more, and 2 more. They lift and then they lower. Now we're going to reverse direction. So you just elevate, roll forward, inhale, exhale, and 3. That's it. 2 more. And last one. Awesome. Now from here, I'm going to ask you to bring your hands to your heart. Your 2 hip bones face directly in front of you, because I don't want you to cheat. I want you to, sometimes we'll do twists with our arms there, but I don't want to just see the arms rotating. Lengthen head away from tailbone. Inhale, sides of ribs expand. Exhale like you're wringing out a wet towel. Those ribs wrap. So it's like you have to squeeze the air out of your lungs. Exhale, come center. Inhale, side. Ribs expand, and then you exhale, center. Inhale, and then exhale, center. 3 more. The sits bones are down, secure on the mat. And inhale. 2 more. Head away from tailbone. 1 more. Breathing in and breathing out. Excellent. All right. Next, I'm going to ask you to come lie down on your mat. And then if you could take your hands behind your thighs. And then I want you to just use your core. Feel the core draw tight to your back. Pull in tight. Pull in tight. Lengthen, lengthen a little more, lengthen a little more, a little more, a little more, till you're all the way down on the mat. Excellent. So now you're lying on your mat, and then I'm going to have you, we're going to do this little sequence where you tighten your core to your back. Make sure you don't arch, scoop in. You want to feel abdominals pull in. You're going to go bend, you're going to go up, up, keep pelvis stable, down. Feel some space in here. Down. 4 more. Right knee up. Left knee up. Down. Down. 3 more. Breathe. Expand ribs laterally. Exhale. Down. 2 more. Inhale. And then exhale. 1 more set. You go up and up. Down and down. Okay, now reverse. Left knee up. Right knee up. Down. Down. Notice how my back isn't lifting off the mat. Inhale. And then exhale. 2 more sets. You're going to inhale. Now exhale. Last set. Inhale. And then exhale. Tighten core all the way to back so your head lengthens away from tailbone. That's your axial elongation, that lengthening of your spine, opposing directions. Now take both feet up in the air. Notice how I flex my feet. Narrow these 2 hip bones straight across. Activate that transversus abdominis. Horizontal belt. Now this time tap your heel without lifting like that. Keep pelvis down, hips to sky. Inhale. Now lift, and then 4 more. Inhale, then. So you have to narrow those 2 hip points together in front. 3, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more. Last set. So that's alternating heel taps. Bring one side down, then the other. Now, you're going to bring your feet as close to your glutes as you can, and then feel your glutes. Make sure you know how to engage them, turn them on, and then maybe take a little step out, because we want want to really get your glutes to fire because we don't want our low back to take over, and we don't want it to be all in the hamstrings. So you have to make sure the 2 hip bones draw straight across. So that's transversus abdominis. Now think zip up from pubic bone to navel, pelvic floor, zip up, ribs, they wrap. You inhale, sides of ribs pull together to the center. So we have different layers of your abdominals kicking on. And then I want to make sure that you do not flare your rib cage like at the 10th rib. We don't want to pop up to the sky. You want to really keep the integration of the front of your ribs together. Now think lengthen spine, engage glutes, scoop core tight, push 4 corners of feet into ground. You could think of a tripod or 4 corners of your feet. And again, there's no weight in the neck. Glutes are working a lot, and then you just bring your pelvis straight back to mat. So you push into your feet, you lift up. This part of the back, notice how it's not arched on me, it's lengthening, it's work. This part's elongated, and my glutes are on fire, and then I just tighten all the way in to lower the pelvis to the mat. You're looking on bringing the hip hinges straight up, tailbone stretches long, and then those hip hinges, the bridge just comes straight back to the mat. 7, should feel like your chest is open. You're not putting pressure in neck vertebra. And then you just reach your core all the way back to the mat, to your spine. 6, straight back to mat. It's a straight shot up, tailbone stretches away. Feel the length through the front of your hips and thighs. Straight back to mat. 5, so you're really stretching. It's like you're lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Straight back to mat. 4 more. Exhale. Straight back to mat. 3 more. Core is scooping in tight. Straight down. 2 more. Push into all 4 corners of your feet. Your glutes are engaged. Straight back to mat. Last one. Exhale. Really stretch your spine long. Low back is lengthening. And then straight back to your mat. Excellent. Next, what I want you to do, I'm going to ask you to do this. Tap, lift, tap, without letting either hip go lower than the other. But we're adding it to the bridge. So it's this, alternating taps. So just like we did before, your chest is open. Your collarbones are wide. Lengthen your spine. Turn those glutes on. Engage your glutes. Scoop abdominals all the way through the body to the anterior of the spine. So going down through your abdominals, you'd be into the anterior front of the spine. And then you'd be pulling those core muscles in, zipping up. So chest is open, reach tailbone long, your glutes are engaged. It's a straight lift up. These are working. Now I want you to bend knee without either hip falling. Tap, squeeze, bend the other knee without either hip falling. And switch, squeeze your glutes. Inhale, pelvis stable. Exhale. Now inhale. And exhale, we have 8 more. Inhale, pelvis is stable. Inhale, squeeze your glute. Exhale. Inhale, hips are level. Exhale. If you need to modify, just lower pelvis to mat. And inhale and exhale. Squeeze your glutes. And 5. Narrow those 2 hip bones together. Inhale. Exhale. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. Pelvic stability. 3. Inhale, exhale, keep your hips aligned. Inhale, exhale, 2 more. Exhale, last set. Inhale, exhale. The hinge of the hips comes straight to your mat. Hug one knee in, and then the other leg is just down on your mat. Back falls against the mat, that's it. Inhale, exhale. Switch. And then you just do the other leg. Feel how this opens in front of your hip. And inhale, exhale. If you have osteoporosis, keep your head down. Avoid, this is forward flexion. Avoid that if you have osteoporosis. So then you're going to do knee. Grab one knee in line with your hip socket. Keep head down if you have osteoporosis. So you have to really scoop in tight. Your shoulders drop away from ears. And you're going to stretch. Point your toes. Stretch across the room. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Do this with your head on the mat. If you have osteoporosis or you're just starting out, I don't want you to overuse your neck. And 5. Inhale, exhale, single leg stretch. And 4, lengthen out of your center. And 3, scoop your core tight. 2 more, chest is open. And inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale. Last set. Inhale and exhale. Come back to your mat. Place each hand, one hand on each knee joint. Knee stirs. So avoid doing that, letting your back arch off mat. Keep elongated through low back. And you stir the knees out, and then you stir the knees in. 5 little knee stirs. 4. The goal is to keep the pelvis stable so it doesn't rock forward and back. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, last one. And now reverse it. Come back the other way. Inhale and then exhale. Inhale, exhale. Notice how the abdominals help you, pulling inward to your spine, help you keep your hips from moving. Last 2. And last one. Excellent. Now, both legs, both knees are in. And then if you wanted to modify this one, go ahead and keep your head down on the mat. And you wouldn't go like that. Maybe you would reach your legs at a higher diagonal to the wall and the ceiling. So your back wouldn't lift, and then you just hug the knees in. So you'd stretch apart, and then you would hug the knees in. If you do lift up, you elongate. Like think of stretching your tailbone all the way up through the top of your head. You would peel up, hug the knees, and then your abdominals would be scooping in really tight, and you'd hug the knees in. So you'd be inhaling, you'd be exhaling, or you would be lifting higher to the sky, shoulder blades to back pockets. You'd lift the legs a little higher diagonal, like that. 4, and then 3. If you go lower, you gotta make sure your back doesn't arch. 2 more, exhale, circle, and last one, inhale, exhale, excellent. Now reach under the knees, softly rock side to side across your low back. Release your spine. Awesome. Now I want you to just turn to one side, and then what I'm gonna have you do, let's start off, we're gonna lower down, and you could use your head on your bottom arm for stability, that works. And then you could use a pillow, yoga block if you have one, or even just bend your bottom arm under your head. Legs are straight, go ahead and bend them in like 90 degrees. Your knees are in line with your hip sockets. And then I want you to think of like opening a little space between the bottom ribs, the floor. Feel the side of your waist stretch long. You can either make a fist with your top hand, or you can press your palm into the mat. Now as you lift the top leg, you want to totally stabilize. We don't want to be rocking and rolling like that. Avoid this kind of motion. Like avoid letting your whole body go with you. Narrow the 2 hip points. Scoop in. Wrap the sides of the ribs so they're integrating together in the front. And then you just, from the hip to the knee, slow controlled circles. You inhale and then you exhale. Ribs expand laterally. 8, I want you to really get your rib cage connection firing. 7, stabilize pelvis. And 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Reverse. Inhale, exhale. You're going to feel side of hip and glute. Inhale, exhale, and 8, 7. Keep pelvis stabilized. 6 more. Use your core. 5. Keep your shoulder back. Ribs straight. Minor wrapping. 4 and 3. Keep body forward facing. 2 more. And last one. And now you're just going to go like this. You're going to reach under the knee. Hug it in. Inhale, exhale. The knee hugs in. Wonderful. Now, prop up. Okay, this is what we avoid because we don't want to hurt our neck later. We don't want to hurt our shoulder. So you have to really push down into your forearm. Think of your ribs lifting off the floor. And then just think of your ribs facing straight. And then I'm going to ask you to do a side plank. And it's just modified bent knee, hand to your hip. I want you to keep your chest open. And then I want you to lift straight up like this. Think of a strap coming under you and lifting those bottom ribs up. And then you come straight down again. So think of the bottom ribs getting lifted up and then come straight down again. I want you to activate those obliques. And 8. Core is scooping really tight to your spine. 7. Lift. Come back in. And 6. Awesome. And 5. 4 more. Inhale. You're going to exhale, lift. 3. Inhale. Shoulder blades anchor. Notice how shoulders stay down. And 2. You're going to lift up. Get those side obliques working. And then 1 more. Exhale, lift up. Gently come in. Okay, next. Taking you back down to the mat. Then we're going to put the 2 things together. Fold your bottom arm. Let your legs slide out a little further away. Take your heels. This is called Pilates V. It's a first position ballet. So we just have our heels together, our toes apart. Press into the mat. Keep shoulder down. Now, initiate from the top side of your hip and glute. You don't want to think of just mindlessly lifting and lowering. You don't want to think of starting from here. Wrap the inner thigh to the side of your hip and glute. So it's starting from up here. Really activate those muscles. Now squeeze at the top, keeping the hips forward. Squeeze and wrap the side of your hip and glute. Squeeze as you lift up. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. And 7 and 6. Remember to pull your abdominal wall to the spine. Reach anteriorly from the front of the body to the back of the body. Inhale, exhale. 4 more. You're going to lift and down. And 3. You're going to lift and down. And 2. Keeping your hips and pelvis stable, just the leg moves. Okay. Now, we're going to make it a little harder, and we're going to add our modified side plank. Push your body up. Lift those bottom ribs. Your shoulders are down away from your ears. Now, go ahead into your V stance. Now, do your modified plank. Lift up, scoop in, side plank. Now, wrap. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, wrap. Tighten your core. Inhale, exhale, wrap. Scoop in. 5, 4, chest is open. 3, 2 more. Exhale. And last one. Slowly come back to your mat. Okay, next, I'm going to give your shoulder a little break. Come all the way down. Your heels come out. Okay, single file line is like straight. Shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Walk your ankles a little bit forward in front of your 2 hips. So it's gonna look like this. Your heels come a little bit in front of the two hips, and then you're lying down. Now you can have your hand on your hip to remind you not to let your hips sway forward and back. The hips stay stable. You wrap your ribs, the top leg lifts, point your toes, feel the stretch in your quad and in the psoas through here. Now you're gonna flex the foot, do 2 pumps, 2 pulses without moving your body. Inhale, and then you inhale back. Wrap your ribs center. And 6, and 5, and 4, side kicks, and 3, 2 more, last set. Awesome. Now, place this foot on your mat, your bottom leg lifts. Now, tiny, tiny, tiny circles so your hips avoid movement. Tighten your core, 8, 7, and 6, 5, little baby circle, 4, and 3, and 2. Okay, reverse, opposite way. Wrap your ribs. 6, 5, and 4. Tighten in, zip up, 3, and 2. Last one. Awesome. All right. Slowly push up to a seated position. We're going to swing our legs to the other side. Now I'm going to ask you to do this. Stack your knees. You're going to stack your ankles. Careful, avoid collapsing into your shoulders. Think of the 2 shoulder blades. Avoid pinching them together. Think of there's some space between them. Think of a little magnet under each of the shoulder blades in your back. And it keeps your chest open, wide across. Take your hand to your hip. And then your bottom ribs lift up like there's a sling under them. Lifting those bottom ribs up. Modified side plank. Come back in. I want you to feel these ribs wrapping. Let the ribs meet in the middle. Come back down, and 8, chest is open, core is scooping in, 7, lift that bottom rib cage up, and then 6, you're lifting up, and then 5, lift straight up, excellent, and then 4, little side plank, exhale, and 3, and inhale, exhale, lift up, chest is open. Good, 2 more, blades to back pockets, scoop your core tight, bottom ribs up, and last one, you're gonna inhale, exhale, lift, awesome. Gently come down. Now I want you to lie down, your legs are straight like that, so now 90 degrees in, relax your head on your bottom arm, relax the shoulder out of the ear. Now, your knees are bent in line with your hips. Narrow the 2 hip points together. Think of that space between ribs and the mat. Hand could push down this way. You can make a fist. Now you're going to, without moving your pelvis, inhale, exhale. I want you to circle this leg. Narrow those 2 hip points together. Control. That's it. 8. Try to get the sides of the ribs to wrap you. 7. Shoulder blades float down, back, 6, 5, control the motion, 4, 3, 2, hips are stable. All right, reverse. Now you're going to swing forward, narrow those 2 hip points together. Feel side of hip and glute. Inhale, exhale. And 8, 7, control, wrap those ribs, squeeze side of hip and glute. 6, 5, around it, back and 4, Wring out the wet towel, sides of waist. 3, control, control, control. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, 1 more. Come all the way in. Now extend out straight, like you're making a straight line. And then instead of being shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, slide your feet tiny bit in front of your hips. And then I want you to do your side kick. And then for your side kick, you can have your hand on your hip, relax your shoulder, your head down. Now, you're going to point your toes, your hips are stable, straight across. Then you do exhale, flex the foot. Notice how I'm not rocking or rolling my body. Take it back, stretch. And 8. Flex your foot. Stretch back, squeeze side of hip and glute. 7. And then inhale. And 6. Inhale, take it back. 5. 4. And 3. Keep stable. 2 more. 1 more. Inhale, back in. Excellent. All right. Next, you're going to fold those knees in. And then I'm going to have you go like this. You're going to have your heels come into a V stance. Wrap your inner thigh around to your outer hip and glute. And you're going to squeeze the side of that hip and glute. Squeeze the side of your hip and glute. 8. Start from here. 7 instead of there. Wrap and lift. 6. Heels in Pilates V stance. 5. 4. Control. 3. 2 more. And last one. Excellent. Press up. Modified side plank. I messed up the order of exercises. It's the end of the day, so I apologize. But I'm putting it all in there, so at least we're doing all the same exercise. It's just slightly different order. So I realized I did that. So you lift your bottom ribs up. Your chest is open. We propped up. We did a modified plank. Now, keep chest lifted. These bottom ribs lift. Squeeze the side of your hip and glute. I'll just have you do 5. Wrap those ribs. 4. Chest is open. Lift those ribs. 3. Squeeze the side of your hip and glute. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Excellent. Gently come down to your mat. Now we're going to take this top leg and we're going to place the foot flat. So your hips are squared. And then I'm going to have you lift this bottom leg. Relax your head on your shoulder. This bottom leg, you're going to do the smallest, tiniest circles. And then I don't want you to feel like your whole body's moving like that. Pull those 2 hip bones, narrow them in, zip up, and get those 2 sides of your ribs to meet in the middle. Now, tiny. You're going to do these little baby circles. Inhale, exhale. Try not to move the pelvis. Inhale, exhale. 7 and 6. Those ribs wrap in. 5, 4, 3. Get that inner thigh. Feel the length. 2. Last one. Now reverse it. Stretch and reach and stretch and reach. Minute little tiny circles, little baby motions. 7, 6. Scoop in. 5, 4, and 3. 2 more. Last one. Yay! Awesome. Your knees come in. Now, what I want you to do here, you're going to turn onto your belly, onto your stomach, your belly, and then I'm going to ask you to squeeze your knees together and then extend the legs down. Avoid going like this where you scrunch your shoulders into your ears. First, I'll have you do something to try to get feeling like you could get those shoulders to release down and back. Now, very important, avoid arching your back off the mat. I'm going to do it on purpose, so avoid doing this. Avoid lifting your pelvis so that your back compresses. So when I say hip bones on mat, this part stays against your mat, and then your tailbone has the sensation of stretching long behind you. And then what I want you to do, roll your shoulders away from the ears. I want you to scoop the abdominal wall really tight into your spine. Turn the feet slightly outward so you can feel your glutes kick on. Glutes, legs back here are lengthening, they're active. Inner thighs spiral out. Now slowly, I want you to lift up your breastbone. So you're lifting a little and then coming back down. Feel your glutes working. I want you to lift a little. Keep neck long. Come back in. You're going to lift a little. Chest is open. Use your core. If you're a beginner, you would exhale, scoop in tight, protect your back. We use inhalation to facilitate extension, but if you're just starting, it's more important to work on your core connection. So you'll exhale up, inhale down, exhale, zip up, inhale down, exhale, zip up, work your spinal extensors, come back in, exhale, come back. 4, chest is open. And 3, compress into those palms a little. And 2 more times, exhale. And 1 more time, you're going to exhale, lift, hover, gently come in. Now I want you to just rock side to side, release tension out of your low back and hips. Release your low back. All right. Now, what I want you to do, squeeze here, the top of your thigh, your hamstrings are going into those glutes. Avoid like bending the knee. Keep the leg super straight, reaching from up here. Lift your abdominals. It doesn't mean lift pelvis off mat. The soft tissue of the abdominals, pull it up off the mat towards your low back. Relax your forehead on the backs of your hands. It's not about how high does your leg lift. We don't want to get hurt in our low back. You just squeeze back here, scoop your core to your spine and lower down. 9, I want you to use hip extensors right there. Lower down. 8, without moving your pelvis. 7, stretch leg long, come in. And 6, and then 5, use your glutes, scoop tight. 4, use your core, that's it. 3, lift and down, and 2. 1 more, exhale, lower down, same thing other side. So this part of your glute turns on, exhale, scoop in, zip up, lower the leg down. 9 more, scoop in, zip up, squeeze that glute, scoop your core tight. 8 more, pelvis doesn't move. 7, keep pelvis stable, hips are still. 6, scoop in. And 5, exhale. 4 more, you're going to exhale. 3 more, use those hip extensors, squeeze that glute. 2 more, scoop your core tight. Last one. All right, adding on. Avoid lifting your arm, letting your shoulder go up. Shoulder remains away from ear. So when you reach your arms overhead, you have to go under the shoulder blade so it feels like it anchors. And then you stretch fingers away from toes. So we'll switch sides. Opposite arm. It's going to look like this. Fingers away from toes. Lift your head off mat as if you're swimming and you're trying to get your nose, your face out of the water. So you're going to exhale, tap. Exhale, so your head's just lifted a little bit. Squeeze your glute. Fingers away from toes. 8. Down, exhale. 7, down, fingers away from toes. 6, reach far away. And 5, scoop in, keep pelvis stable. And 4, scoop in, opposite arm and leg, scoop in. And 3, if anything was too much, you would go back just to legs, or you would just do the arms like that. 2, opposite arm, leg, reach. Opposite arm, leg, keep pelvis stable. And last one, inhale, exhale, down. Inhale, exhale, down. Gently wiggle hips side to side. And then we're going to do 5 where we lift everything up at once. Head comes up slightly, abdominals zip up without arching your back like that. This stays elongated. You scoop in. Now you're just gonna lift arms and legs. Stretch fingers away from toes. Lower back to your mat. You can even bring forehead down. Inhale, now you go. Exhale, fingers away from toes. Stretch apart. Come back. Stretch apart. Come back. Use your core. Stretch apart. Use your core. Come back. 2 more. Stretch apart. Back and hip extensors and core. Lower down. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. That's it. Inhale, exhale. 1 more. And down. Awesome. Now, wiggle hips side to side. We're going to come up into our little rest pose. Push down into your palms, shoulders out of ears. Fold those knees in. Press all the way up to your hands and your knees. And now I want you to just sit straight back. You could either curl the toes under, or you could have your feet on the mat like that. And then for today, I want you to relax your shoulders away from the ears. Reach the arms behind your body. And then you're just going to relax, pulling those arms down, back by sides. Stay here and breathe. Just breathe. Inhale. I want you to feel this part of the back opening, pulling apart. You inhale, and then you exhale. You inhale. Exhale. Feel that low back opening up. It feels delicious when you get this part to just open up. Inhale, expansion into the back of those ribs, into the mid-back between your shoulder blades. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. And then exhale. And 1 more time, deep inhale. And then exhale. Awesome. Now carefully, hands come back under the shoulders, and then you lift, 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 lengthen head up, 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 come all the way up. And then I'm gonna have you end with a little mermaid. So I'm gonna ask you to come sit on your mat like this. You're gonna fold right leg in, and then this left leg is gonna fold back. If you have any knee issues and it hurts to fold your knee back, avoid doing that. You would maybe just crisscross your ankles. You could do it this way instead. So what I want you to do, your shoulders are down, and then you're gonna reach your arms to the sky, and I want you to feel how your sits bones are grounded underneath you, so your shoulders are straight over your hips. And then you're just gonna take your palm to the mat, and then I want you to kind of like push from the armpit into the palm, sink into that sits bone, and lift this part of the rib off the hip bone. So you press from the armpit into your palm, and you just really stretch that side. And then you inhale, and then you exhale. Sink into that sits bone, you inhale, and then you exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. And then we're gonna go 4 more times. So you're just gonna go up, 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 sink into that sits bone, shoulders down and back. And then 3 more times, up out of your center. Really feel open, open, open. And 2 more, get those ribs to open up. Open, open, open. And 1 more time. Inhale, exhale, get this whole side to open. Awesome. Come all the way up. And then what I want you to do, shake both knees in front. You're almost done. We gotta do that on the other side. So now you're gonna do the left leg in front. As long as you don't have any knee issues, never pull your knee back like that with a knee replacement. You want your replacement to last as long as you possibly can. And then we don't do any internal rotation if you've had a hip replacement. So you'll be aware, because you were told when you had your surgery not to rotate inward. So just reminding anyone out there that you might forget something. So avoid this type of internal rotation. You could sit up on a block like that or crisscross like that, because that's external rotation. So here, I'm tighter on one side, and I can tell that I lopside in my pelvis a little. So that's why I like to bring the arms up, so you can really try to find your alignment so your shoulders are straight over your hips. And you're just trying to settle into each half of your pelvis equally. So you don't want to feel like you're leaning off to the side. Sometimes we are tighter on one side and we can't help it. We're trying to get more balanced, and you just meet yourself where you're at. So now once you feel equal on each hip, I want you to get the connection from under the armpit. This sits bone stays down on your mat, and you have to just really stretch this whole side. We're gonna stay here and breathe for a second. Just feel like you're just opening the ribs apart. You inhale and then you exhale. Your sits bone stays on the mat. Inhale, exhale, and then we're gonna lift up. So we're gonna keep opening this side. You stretch up, 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 up. And then you try to really open up your sideline. And you feel the connection from this armpit all the way down through that arm. And you just breathe in, stretch, stretch, stretch. Come back up. And 3. Inhale, really try to get your side to open up, rib off the hip. And 2. So you're gonna stretch, stretch, stretch. Open, 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 open. Ribs apart. And last one, deep inhale, deep exhale, up, 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 up. Breathe, sink into that sits bone, rib out of hip. And gently rising up. All right, that's it. You did it, everyone. So feel grateful for taking the time out, trying a Pilates workout. And I think that's awesome that you joined me for a Pilates beginner's workout. And stay tuned. I'll bring you more workouts from yoga to Pilates, some conditioning drills, some yin yoga. I'll do different things. And if you have a request for a type of workout, just let me know. I'd be happy to try to give that to you. All right. Take care, everyone. If you like my content, please hit like, share, subscribe. It would help me out so much to grow my channel. Appreciate you all. Take care. Peace, everyone. See you soon. Thanks for joining. Bye. Take care. Peace.